Change is good, and it does breathe a new life into all sorts of environments. A book I read some time ago was called Who Moved My Cheese? And it looks at, that if you're continually changing things and people are continually striving for new things, that it encourages them to be self-sufficient. It encourages them to have heads up rather than heads down, that they're looking out as to where they should go next, as opposed to looking down at the ground as to where they are. And you can notice that whole analogy in sports, that the good sportsman, the good passer of a football, the good passer of a rugby ball, has heads up. They've got their heads up and they're looking as to what's going on. They're not looking down at what's happening with the ball at their feet. They know what's happening there because they're good at doing what they do. And marketeers need to have a similar view of life. Change is good. Things are going to change. And if you get in early, if you get in at the beginning of a wave, not even at the beginning of a wave, if you get into a wave, then you can, ride it, and it can change the way you do things. Cost you less money, give you better results, but what it does do is it enables you to engage with people in that environment. If you don't seek change and you get stuck into doing as you do at the moment, then why be surprised when the results are always the same? And marketing is all about, how do I improve my results? Marketing isn't about same old, same old. Marketing is about tomorrow, the next day, the year after, and what I should be doing to secure the business for the future. Sales worry about today. I always take the view, marketing's role is to worry about the future. Sales' role is to worry about today. Because I can't influence a sale right now that's going on. That's too late. Probably a lot of the decisions have already been informed and decided. So change for me is everything, and we have a lot of it here in Blue Sheep with the sort of reports we produce. And the latest style that we've been producing is one we call a money map, which we've been trying for 10 years to get, not to work, but get into a final form to prove that it works for clients, and to automate it so it is robust and strong. And a money map looks to aggregate your customer base into 4 key segments. The first segment, and most important, is the ones and the clients you should treasure, and the least important is the clients you should avoid, i.e. clients that earn you money and you have lots of them and they're attracted by your offerings. And the avoids are clients that don't earn you a lot of money, you struggle to get them, your marketing costs are much higher, they're going to drain your resources if you continue to acquire them in the same level as you do at the moment. But if you look at your clients like that, you can then take a view that maybe my marketing should change. So for a treasure account, I may well be offering high quality communications, personal contact. I may well be supplying the client with telephone numbers and account managers to look after them on a one-to-one basis because I want to treasure them. I would change the strategy of the business to suit them because they're that important to us. Yet in the avoid classification, where clients aren't worth so much money, I wouldn't give them necessarily a personal account manager. I wouldn't give them personal communications. I would seek to try and get them to deal with me over the web because we need to keep the cost of each transaction down. Now people would say that if you treasured them, maybe they would become treasure accounts. But by the analytics we do, we know these people will never become treasure accounts. They will always ever be avoid accounts. They won't change. So what we have to do is we have to look at new ways of marketing to get them to us so we can deal with them economically and efficiently and fairly, which may well be that we only deal with them on the web. We only deal with them in social media sites. We don't deal with them using the telephone, direct mail, or personal contact. But if we don't seek changes in how we deal with customers, and we don't seek changes in how we go to market with our messages, web or direct mail, then we should always be looking to say, well, we're going to be the same. We're going to be the same today, we're going to be the same tomorrow, we're going to be the same the day after. But the world is changing. people don't interact with websites as they used to. Web 1, where I tell you about me, was okay. That was a good way of getting the message out. But now Web 2 is where, you know, we co-create a view. You talk to me, I talk back. Is where we are going to be now and in the future. We have to engage in that space. We have to be involved in that space. Otherwise, you know, we're going to be killed. Not in reality, nobody's going to kill us, but you know, I look at the media storms that surround off-the-cuff comments, maybe sexist comments such as Andy Gray's, but off-the-cuff comments that can kill businesses. You know, Ratner being the most classic in the business world. You stand up and say, what I sell is shit, you end up, or crap, and you end up being, you know, the business collapses on the back end of it. In social media world, that could happen any day of the week. So I think businesses need to be aware of change, need to have heads up. That's the most important words. It's like, I would say, with footballers and rugby players and cricketers or any sportsman or woman, should have heads up. They should always be able to look and see what's coming around. Because if you haven't got your head up, something's going to come and give you a nasty shock. But at least if you can look and see around you, you'll be able to do that. So being aware of change is very, very important. And if you don't take steps to embrace it as it comes along, you'll find yourself struggling in the 21st century marketing landscape that's here right now.